Hello there and welcome back to UK's Xbox One Collecting. I've got 3 rather unusual titles to show you today, and these ones, all 3 of them published by Soedesco, if that's how it's pronounced. It might be Soedesco. Who knows? Anyway, so I believe it's a Spanish publisher who work quite closely with Amazon. They seem to have their own sort of storefront for the games that they sell. And up until very, very recently, they were publishing on both the Series X and the Xbox One. Now, I don't have a Series X. I've got an Xbox One X. So, anything further from these publishers I can't buy. So these are quite late ones that they've released, sort of 2022, 2023 time. And they were all 3 of them were actually quite cheap. I believe this one was $8.99. I think this was $7.99, and this one was like a £5. Very, very sort of unusual games, which I think moving forward with that particular generation of consoles, it's going to be interesting to see once the dust settles what games are going to be worth something, what's going to be worthless, and what you just don't see, like rare but no one cares type games, which some of these might fall into that category, who knows. So we'll start with Bunny Park, a very, very simplistic type game. This is basically about, you run a little spit of land to start with, and you've got to try and entice various different bunnies to come and stay with you, and increase their happiness and well-being, expand the park until the point where you have, I think, with either between 15 or 20 bunnies that can join your park. It's quite a chilled out experience, very, very simplistic. In reality, you could probably leave the game on autopilot once you get the butterfly power-ups, which are quite integral to your progress in the game. So graphically it's kind of cutesy, basic 3D type stuff, as you'd expect for a game that probably would have released on PS4, Switch, Xbox One and Xbox Series. And you've got your pamper bunnies with snacks and toys, decorate and expand a charming park to your heart's content, attract more bunnies to your park, and it's all right. I mean, I've played a little bit of it with the view of getting some low-hanging achievements out of it, which I did. I haven't completed it yet, but yeah, 2022 this one. Let's have a little look inside the box. So same artwork on the disc as you'd expect from the front cover as well. I haven't really done anything else to it. Oh no, it's slightly different, isn't it? Yeah, ever so slightly different. I've got the addition of a bunny there, which isn't on the front cover. Simplistic sort of spine on it, as Xbox One games usually are. Later one, which has Xbox rather than Xbox One written on there. So yeah, it was a £5, but I'm fairly sure it's actually gone back up in price now. I think it's actually closer to a £10. But if you have got the opportunity to get it cheap, check Amazon UK, because that's where it is cheap. eBay and place like that seems to be quite a bit more money for this, and I certainly won't recommend paying too much for it. But I think as time moves forward, these sort of kid games for the Xbox One are going to be pretty rare, especially stuff that comes and goes from Game Pass. Physical releases probably be lost to time by that point. Right, the next one that I got on the same package as this one was Sharon's Staircase, or Sharon's. Might be a woman that complains quite a lot with a C. But yeah, I think it's Sharon's Staircase actually. So this one's by Indigo Studios. It's Xbox One and Xbox Series X, and again, sort of later generation Xbox there. Was a bit dirty on there, isn't it? What's that? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's in the sound effect anyway. This one I think came out in 2023. Oh no, 2022. I'll tell a lie. And it's I think this is more like sort of an adventure type game, this one. And certainly more my type bag. So I think I probably will give this one a try. More sort of like supernaturally type adventure narrative type thing. And saying it's a first-person horror mystery game. I have a feeling that this might be worth something one day. Keep in mind there is also a Switch version of this, or I think also PS4 as well. But maybe worth picking wisely what format you buy it for. Switch cartridge, of course, is never going to lose any money. Switch games just seem to be like little bricks of gold. This version here will depend how much data it has to pull down from the servers, I suppose, how much is actually playable just installing the disc. But I don't know whether this is on Game Pass or not. I don't do Game Pass, I don't do physical game releases. So yeah, for $8.99, it was worth a shot to see, and yeah, quite a more unusual one in the Xbox One's library. So pleased to add that to the collection, which I think we're nearing about 200 games for the Xbox One not a number to be sniffed at, is it? Right, the last one is Aeroheart. Yeah, Aeroheart. Again, Xbox One Series X. So both versions on the disc. There is a PS5 version of this game. I'm not sure whether there is a Switch version, but I think this is probably one of the last ones they did that was a dual release with Series and Xbox One. Moving forward, they just went with the Series X, which I think is a big mistake, but who am I to judge? 2022 again. Kind of cutesy Zelda-ish type RPG game, and yeah, it looks pretty good. They don't really give you many screenshots on the back to give you too much to go with, but I'm just assuming that it is sort of like a isometric hand-drawn Zelda-y type thing. Again, quite an unusual game, and not one really that's going to stick in the periphery of many people that you know, are collecting for this particular format. So I think this one probably will go up in years to come. All it's going to take really is for a big YouTuber to probably cover it in 5, 6, 7 years' time, say, oh, this is a decent-ish Zelda, like the clone, or it might be absolutely terrible. But if it turns out to be a good game, then there's a good chance that people will try and seek out a copy of this, and it will be worth some money. Yeah, it's one of those. A colleague of mine at work, you know, we were quite fascinated by the Soedesco stuff, and there are some very unusual games that they have released, and we were just lucky when we were checking Hot UK deals that these sort of games came up, and it's like, oh, hey, these are cheap. If you've got Amazon Prime, brilliant. If, like me, you know, a very sort of analog person in the digital world, where you don't have Prime, you're paying shipping. The shipping can be about $3.99 per time on these, which is bloody extortionate, but they do arrive really quickly. Some of them, I've got another one that's due from Soedesco, which saying it's going to be coming in February, but usually what happens is they ship them out way quicker than that. Like this one was supposed to be like part of January and ended up being 21st of December that arrived, so only really a week and a half after I initially ordered it, so quite pleased with that. This one was very sprightly and coming. Actually, that was the next day one, and this one, yeah, it was only a couple of days as well. So you can't fault Amazon for their delivery times, and also for the value of the games. I mean, it's very good value for money, even if they turn out to be terrible games. That you know, any game these days that's under 10 quid is got to be worth a shot, hasn't it? So yeah, that's the 3 Xbox One games that I've added to my collection for the last part of the year here. And I will be covering more games in the coming months. Yeah, I know Xbox One isn't that popular. It's a kind of very niche thing that I'm doing here. But who knows, in years to come, perhaps they would have gained some sort of notoriety for collectability, and these videos, people might sort of seek them out. Or they won't, who knows. But anyway, that's this for this episode, and yeah, we'll catch you on the flip side of things inevitably in 2026. Happy New Year to you all, and happy collecting. Ta-ra.